Beautiful people of the world, unite. Hey everyone, it's Lucas. It is the Club with Lucas here on RCE 106.9 FM and English Radio BCN here in the beautiful city of Barcelona in Catalonia, in Spain, in Europe, in the world, or the Milky Galaxy, whatever the hell you're looking at it. That was Single Gun Theory. And if any of my kids who are under, let's say, 45, 50 don't know of this band called Single Gun Theory, mother effers, look at them. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. And mother effers, if you don't know my beautiful children of the corn who El Mismo Band is, well, you know what? This is like having an arena-style Spanish rock band in local venues. And today we get to have the privilege of having them on a Blue Mesa live sessions here on the Club with Lucas as they release their latest album. And honestly, I'm going to try not to use vocal fry, but I'm going to try not to shed a few tears as well because, yeah, some of their music is rather moving, and their new album is called Memoria del Corazon, which just dropped on Friday, and it is a beautiful thing. They're actually going to be taking an intercontinental Spanish tour at some FNACs around the country starting in May, and that is almost one of the reasons that they're here as we celebrate the release of their latest record. Now, we will get to that later on, like I said, the Blue Mesa live sessions. But before that, I have to remind you also, because you know you have to do all that good stuff with the social media in the world that we live in. Hi, ChatGPT, otherwise known as Walter in this house. But you can follow me at the Club with Lucas on Instagram, as well as the Club W Lucas on TwitX while we're still there. And catch the jams live always on 106.9 FM and RCE.cat, because that's what you're told today, love. And we are trying to resurrect a little bit more of the English Radio Catalunya page and English Radio BCN on Facebook, so you can also catch some of our stuff here. But more than anything, the 9th annual film festival that we lovingly know and refer to here as the Sant Jordi Barcelona Film Festival. The 9th annual is kicking off. In fact, as I speak, we are prepping for it, and I am not lying, but one of our stalwart gentleman, Mr. David Magins, is going to be joining us right now. In fact, he's one of the festival coordinators and originators of the Barcelona Film Festival, not to mention one of the stalwarts at España's, and I really do mean this, best independent film companies and distributors, Contracorriente Films. David Mijans, are you there, my brother? Can we zoom you in, please, by video? Yeah. Hey, man. Let me see if I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Bon dia. Good morning, Lucas. How are
Hello,
you?
sir. How are you, man? It's been a while. It's been a couple of years as usual. It seems to be every 2 years.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Never every year. It's 2 years. Yeah.
Totally you know what? True. I can't hear you, Liam. Can you put him on this one? I don't know which number this is, but now I can hear you. Brilliant. So I see you with Mr. Marcello Mastriani behind you. What is that one of the themes that's going on, sir? Let's jump right in.
Yeah, this year is the 100th anniversary of the birth of Marcello Mastroianni. So our retrospective is focused in this big actor.
Exactly. One of the greats actually from Italy. And there are several movies that he did actually with Sofia Loren that I remember. I actually had to study Italian cinema. And I believe you're actually going to be showing them. There's a whole array también of different sections, and I want to talk to people about the origins of this, because the philosophy behind the festival is something that's different from other film festivals. Could you explain that to the audience, por favor?
Yeah, well, the festival is always around Sant Jordi. Sant George is the International Day of the book, so then always we are around. usually with the St. George inside the festival, but this year, due to this delay Easter holidays, we are one day after St. Jordi, but always with the books in mind. The main section of the festival, the official selection in competitions,
Yes, sir.
always are movies based in books or movies based in history or biopics. So then, this is the reason of the festival. Then we have other sections more open to other films, but always with books around.
After all, exactly. Well, and that, as an historian and someone who tutors in that as well, this is one of the reasons why I very much love this. Not only to mention that I would love to get more of our batch and uni students reading Children of the Corn. Parents who are listening, we need more literature, and so a lot of this actually is embellishing upon that. The philosophy is that after all these years, is there anything that really makes you more excited about the festival, other than some celebrities possibly passing through?
Well, the most exciting thing of a festival is always looking for the features, the films, and having a good selection. So the stars are important, yes, but having movies that then people, the audience can enjoy, this is the most important thing. So
Oh
then
yeah.
it's trying to mix both good
Amen.
quality and then of course stars.
Can we talk about that? Because you know I don't like celebrity conversations.
Yeah, we can
Who's
talk
coming
about you.
in, man? Who's
You
coming
are you,
in?
you are a star. You are a star. So also we can talk about a star in the
Oh,
opening.
you.
Yeah, the opening day. It will be next Thursday, April 24th, and we are opening with a movie called Unlike de Bob Trevino, and
Yes.
the main star of this movie is Barbie Ferreira, so the actress of the Euphoria Max
Mm-hmm.
series. So Barbie Ferreira is coming to Barcelona. She will be in the opening gala, and then on Friday she will make a Q&A with the audience. So I believe that it can be a nice moment of the festival.
Damn
And
right.
then next week on Tuesday we will have again Mr. Richard Gere, because Richard Gere was the first actor that came to the festival in 2017. So the
17.
the,
Yep.
the opening movie in 2017 was 9 years ago. 8 years ago was with Richard Gere, and now he's coming back with a documentary called Wisdom of Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
This will be next Tuesday, and then next Thursday, Mr. Ralph Fiennes will receive the honorary award of the festival, and he will be also presenting a movie called The Return with Huberto Pasolino, the director, and Angela Molina, the Spanish actress, and also it will be the award, and then a presentation and Q&A with Mr. Ralph Fiennes.
Can I ask you a
So, but
stupid?
this is just the sharp of the iceberg,
I was
because
gonna
we
say.
have we have lots more. We have Luca Marinelli, that is an important Italian actor. We have Ferdinand Spetek, one of the most important Italian directors this year, with a movie called Diamanti, that
Mm-hmm.
it has been one of the big success in Italy, with more than 2 million admissions in Italy
Yeah.
in the last month. And then, of course, we will have a lot of Spanish talent like Carlos Cuevas, Hugo Silva, Manuela
Ah.
Vallès, Miren Ibarguren. So yeah, so lots of people, but of course, always the big names, the American ones or the international ones, are the ones that people talk about. But yeah, we are moving more than 27 teams so there are 27 movies
Go,
with
brother.
talent in the
Go,
festival.
brother. Okay, so that's by the way, everybody, you can also get all of that information at bcnfilmfestival.com. All of the
Yeah.
secciones are also lovingly planned out there as well. There's also stuff, and I want to make mention of this because of the talent. I mean, because of the season that we're moving into. There's stuff for kids. There's stuff for our anime lovers and things of that nature as well. And there's a whole hell of a lot of stuff for those of us who actually love classic cinema as well. Like he said, there's the 100th anniversary of Marcello Mastroianni, and I'm gonna definitely go catch one of some of those as well. Now, I have a question. Was there a reason why the film, The Life by Bob Trevino, was chosen for any reason? I'm just curious about that question.
The movie, it's a really good movie. So the
Mm-hmm.
movie is coming to the festival, but the movie has won 13 audience award in
Oh,
other festivals around the world.
exactly.
So 13 is a big. Not many movies wins 13 audience awards, and then it's a nice movie to opening a festival. So everybody will like and will cry with the movie. And also having for an opening movie, having a star sometimes is important. So then we had the mix of very good movie. We know that people will love it, and then having a star in the red carpet.
I mean, I'm really happy to see this because actually, one of my best friend's father's name was Bob Trevino. So what
Yeah,
I saw, yeah,
really?
growing up, Trevino's a very used Mexican American last name in the United States, and so it's always lovely to get a little bit of that representation as well. And everybody loves John Leguizamo, of course. Now, I also think it's funny that we have Richard Gere coming back within the ninth year, within the first 10 years, he's coming back again. And he's also one of those U.S. Americans who's made an escape in the last year to leave what is happening in that country, which is a very interesting thing. I hope that doesn't make a thread throughout the questions and answers. But last thing, is there another thing that makes anything that makes you nervous when you're having to prep? And I know like this is the last weekend, so you're going into it. Plus, it's Easter weekend. So anything that makes you nervous when you have to kick off the festivals?
Sometimes the best thing is arriving to the opening. So it's worth
Yeah, man.
these days before beginning. No? So yeah. So when we talk with the team, it's okay. Let's jam and let's be next Thursday and be
Mm-hmm.
there with all the good things, the problems or whatever. But beginning, no, not just this waiting period that never ends.
It's like waiting for medical results, right? No.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You don't like those, do you? All right. Really quickly then, where can people, obviously we want to just get butts in seats. Remember, folks, where can people get tickets and how can people check out the film lineup as well, sir?
Well, in the webpage bcnfilmfest.com, the tickets of the festival are from €4.90, the majority of movies. Then we have another price that is €7.90, and then we have just for 4 movies we have another price that it's new this year. It's called Gold, that it's
Hmm.
€14. I don't know the tickets for Richard Gere and Ralph Fiennes that are totally sold out. They
Yes.
were at €14, but I believe that being in a screening room and being part of a Q&A with these people, it's worthy paying 14.90 €40 90
And
cents.
and like we said, folks, especially for those of us with families, expat audience and immigrants, we know that we want our people up in here as well because a lot of these, like I said, film festivals are going to be going on throughout I mean, it's going to be in different parts of the city, but mostly based in Gracia at the Cines Verdi, as well as Institut Francés. I believe there's a couple of other venues as well that we're
It's
having this year.
Caixa Forum, it's
Hmm.
Casa Seat, and it's Biblioteca Jaume Fuster here Jaume Fuster Library here in Gracia. And
And
this year
Gracia
we
as
are
well.
adding another place that is Vilanova i la Geltrú. We are adding this year 2 new sections in the festival. One is called Cinema al Plat, cinema in the dish, into the
Hmm.
dish. I don't know how to say. And we have 3 movies that we are collaborating with Vilanova i la Geltrú, that is a village 40 kilometers far away from Barcelona, close to Sitges.
That's right.
And these 3 movies about food, about the gastronomy, will be in Villanova and also in the festival in Verdi. And then we have another section called Anime Day. So this year we are focusing one day, May 1st, to show 5 movies related with anime, remembering that anime is always or usually based in manga, so then it fits
Hmm.
perfectly in the line of the festival. Literary adaptations, in this case, adaptations from manga, and we have the collaboration of Manga Comic. That it's the fantastic people that always organize this big fair
Hell
about
yeah.
manga in December. So we are collaborating with them and
Brilliant,
with
man. Well
cineasts. Yeah,
done.
so 5 anime movies also in the festival.
And that's going to be on Labor Day on May 1st, right?
May 1st, yeah,
So,
something like
all
Golden Age.
my Japanimation and freaky lovers, you have every beautiful right to come down here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be reverting people to bcnfilmfest.com. Remember, you can get all the information, the lineup of programming, and your tickets there. David Michans, thank you for always coming in. Now we have the beauty of zooming in, so you don't have to run all over the city. Thank you so much for being here, man. I will see you there in Gracia in a few days, my brother. And Feliz Semana
Thank
Santa
you.
de Verdad. All right.
Gracias.
To the babes también. Ciao, jefe. Thank you, sir.
Chao.
And everybody, we have a beautiful exclusive coming in. Now, this exclusive that's coming in with El Mismo launching their new, like I said, their new record, which is called La Memoria del Corazon, which is streaming everywhere where good music is streamed. And it's certainly on my release radar and Spotify playlist. They are going to be joining us right here live in the studio to do some conversations, a bit in English, a bit in Spanish. It's going to be a bit of a Spanglish day to day. And my boys, Jose and Oscar, are going to be here in just a few minutes. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is segue into one of the singles, one of the songs that I heard first played by them almost 2 years ago. God bless America, a year and a half ago now. And it is a Spanish rendering of something that I really, really love, and that is called a Tom Petty cover, Children of the Corn. Now, unfortunately, it's been hijacked from people on the right in my country, but in this case, we are marching forth, and I'm going to dedicate this one to every single person out there, especially every single person who's a single parent. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to dedicate this song right now to every single parent right now and everybody who was affected by the Dana back in the holidays or before the holidays, because we are still cleaning up from that shit. This is El Mismo with their version of Tom Petty's Won't Back Down, Seguiré en Pie, and we'll be right back in about 3 minutes with the boys right here live in the studio with the Club of Lucas. Children of the Corn, yes, and El Mismo, the band. On high, not the same old. El Mismo, the band, is right here with me, and we've got brothers Jose and Oscar sitting next to me. Can you hear me, children?
Yeah.
Yes. I don't wear estas pinches cosas porque de mi pelo. Es que, listen, it was 1 year ago that we were here, about a year ago.
Already.
Sí,
Wow.
un año ha pasado. So, vamos a hacer un poquito de Spanglish today. Ok, ¿está bien?
Claro.
For me,
Es que,
perfect.
mira, gracias por el otro día, porque hace una semana, but about a week ago, everybody, one of the original rock bars here, Sidecar, has changed to Club Sauvage, and the boys filled out the Club Sauvage. And some tears. It wasn't just me, motherfucker. It was not just me. But what do you think? I mean, I want to dive into, and again, I want to make mention that you can find El Mismo's music wherever good music is streamed right now, because the album just dropped. And again, that album is called La Memoria del Corazon. Pero, ¿qué es con tus músicas, con el impacto, la energía de tu música que hace a people a llorar? ¿Alguien puede explicar esta canción pregunta?
I think that you have
Seriously.
a big heart. You are a sensible man. Me too.
I'm very sensitive. Yeah.
And we have the same energy.
Okay.
And I think so that it's very probably that in another lives we are friends.
Mm-hmm.
We are a war company on the wars, for example, and for example, you was my father, and you was my brother.
I
Why
find I'm
not?
everybody's father these days. Okay.
Why
I like
not?
that question. So you believe in
The
reincarnation?
sensibility is the same. You connect it with the energy, with the soul of the songs. It's very strange, but it's very beautiful for us. Your energy, for the same time, when you sing for first time the first song, I remember that you are.
What do you say? Chills with bumps, goosebumps.
Sorry for your audience because my English, I speak like a Cheyenne Indian. Ho, ho, ho.
Ah, but wait a minute. I am part that Indian. Remember, I am Yaqui. Well, how would you, Oscar? How would you, with his very proficient English? Thank you. Your English is definitely B1. How would you say? What would you say? Because you write some of the lyrics too.
Well, in this case, I don't.
No.
all the lyrics are Jose's lyrics.
But I swear to God, you said you'd written something.
I've written some of the music for sure.
Okay.
So some of these songs start where I'll bring some chords that I like or some progression that I made that I think is cool, and Jose will pick up on it, like it, and then from there he'll write some lyrics that he's really into. But in this particular project, I don't write any of the lyrics. That's kind of the point. The whole idea is to showcase, Jose's very emotional and intuitive way of songwriting. He, one of the things that I really like is that any song that Jose writes on ends up feeling like an El Mismo song. There's almost like it's impossible to really disconnect the two, because I work at a studio and I've helped a lot of people write a lot of songs, and it's never the same. But in this particular case, and I think this is something that people pick up on anyway, when even they listen to the record, it ends up sounding like, wow, this was obviously all made by a singular person who has a singular point of view. They're all,
Gotcha.
quite unique.
Yeah.
I need to say that Oscar is a very great composer, and in the other project we have another band before, and
really?
in this band he write lyrics.
I do.
In Channel 69, La Nana.
I never wrote any of the lyrics for that.
No.
No. It was always the music. I've always been writing music.
Pues eres un vago.
Yeah. Ay, chingado.
Ponte las pilas.
Empezamos. Bye. Wait a minute. Okay, so Oscar, who inspired your? Okay, let's go for music with you and letras with you. Who inspired a lot of the production musicianship that you do?
Well, I really started off listening to a lot of more heavy rock and metal and stuff like that. Like AC/DC and Iron Maiden and Metallica and stuff like that. I was really into that.
Have you got a favorite Metallica record? I'm not kidding.
Well, Master of Puppets, of course.
All right,
It's just it was one of the first records I bought, and I was really into that, and I was in school, so I just like
But it's satanic.
yeah, just be sad at school listening to my Metallica records. But when I started playing guitar shortly after that, obviously I started playing a lot of blues, because it's just kind of what you learn at the beginning. It makes sense.
Brother.
And then I got into a lot more blues stuff, the Eric Claptons, the Stevie Ray Vaughns, all this kind of stuff that I was really into.
Austin, Texas, you just shout out. Okay.
Of course, yeah. And that's kind of how I picked up on my guitar playing. And then little by little, I expanded it into all sorts of other things. Certainly, the production that I do nowadays and the songs that we make with Jose are not, the rock influenced, you could say, but we're not making heavy rock at all. That was never the intention. And overall, these years since I started playing, I got a lot more into all kinds of other things, from jazzier things to more indie stuff, and other styles of production and playing. I got to collaborate with a lot of other people, and that kind of just broadens your mind.
Especially working in a studio, I would think, too.
Yes, I get to thankfully do a lot of different stuff.
Pues todos esos tipos de influencias va dentro, ¿verdad? A veces dentro de las canciones, or no? The different sounds, because I heard different sounds. Okay.
El Mismo have an eclectic style.
It does. It's very arena, you guys.
Thank you,
I'm
man.
not kidding. It is. And I told this to Esther, who helps out with a lot of bands over here. Shout out, Mamacita. I thought you might be here today, but the power of Christ didn't compel. And, pero de verdad, estaba contando a ella, mira, esa es una sonida de arena rock that you guys have. And it's also an energy force.
We love a lot of music styles, from Edith Piaf
Yep.
and classic music from Marilyn Manson.
Who's coming, incidentally,
Well,
oddly enough.
Weird.
All the music with soul is very important for us. I have a lot of music in my brain, in my soul.
So who influenced your writing and that music when you were younger? We're all still very young. Everybody here is in their 20s and 30s.
I think so. The poetical songs, the folky cantautors, ¿cómo se dice? Cantautores?
Singer-songwriters.
Singer-songwriters
Yeah.
from Latin America, from the 80s in Spain, like Antonio Vega, like
There we go. Okay.
Miguel Ríos, like Joan Manuel Serrat, like Joaquín Sabina, like Bob Dylan, like Dave Bowie.
So politics and social things and emotional things work their way into the lyrics.
Really, I don't have the ability to write from invented things. In the majority of songs, I write about things for my life, or things that I see, or things that
Are happening around us.
cosas que me joden.
Things that fuck me up, man.
Fuck me.
Well, I mean, a veces, güey, porque tienes hijos, ¿verdad? Do you have babies?
No.
No.
No,
Oh, do you have babies?
no.
What a blessing. 3 beautiful men who don't have babies.
I'm a rock star, man.
This is, I'm surprised, de verdad, because you give energy of dad, too. And I know I do, too, but my babies have 4 legs. So if we go back to the music, what is the concept behind, besides making people cry and rock the fuck out, what is the concept behind La Memoria del Corazon? Like, well, for this push of the record, what was the energy behind this one? It's the post-pandemic stuff.
The concept is songs about life and soul. We have a lot of. I repeat the answer, but we have a lot of concepts, but only the truth. Songs with 100%, 100% truth.
Okay. So then that makes sense to why I asked my first question about why people cry a lot. So the truth is, life is emotional, and I feel like a lot of male rockers specifically, they don't necessarily tap into, it's usually about rocking the F out for certain situations and mostly about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But they don't often tap into things that are socio-political, social, what have you.
Yeah.
So when did that stop, do you think?
Well, for
And
us,
why?
specifically, we've been playing together for almost 15 years now. Before this
15
band,
years since you were children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
yeah,
Wow.
and basically we had this band before this current project. That means when we had another band with some.
What,
with some other
what
guys.
band was that?
It was called Canal 69. And it was a full-on old-school rock and roll band where we made all the songs about, sex, drugs, and
Rock and rolls.
which was
I love it.
which was
Love that.
it was tons of fun. We put out a couple records, we toured, we played around, and it was a lot of fun. But after about 10 years of doing that, both me and Jose were a little bit, we're a little somewhere else. Just emotionally, we wanted
Yeah,
to
man.
try something else. And it was a fairly long process. Obviously, COVID was in the middle, but we took a long time just writing new songs, looking for a new sound, and trying to quite specifically make that change where we wouldn't have to exaggerate the songs. We wouldn't have to make them more than they need to be just to impress somebody or anything like that.
So
And a lot
impressing
of
yourselves.
a lot of the stuff that comes, out of Jose is still fairly esoteric and spiritual, and has to do with how he interprets and looks at life. But none of it is, yeah, dude, I can do it. Like it's just
So
really
maturity.
what it's like. Yeah.
La madurez viene
La crisis de los...
de los post 29, vamos a
No,
decir.
no. De los 40, de los 40.
We are thin, young, and gorgeous here. So let's talk about that then. How do you see and interpret the modern state of garage and rock music?
I think nowadays it's, for better or worse, it's
Yes, sir.
down to each music listener and consumer to choose what they want to hear. And a lot of times that's hard work because you have to go out there and dig for the stuff that
Pero
you wanna
solíamos
listen
hacerlo
to.
sin lo pinche internet. Lo
Yeah,
siento,
I know, but
interrumpida, güey.
ya no es así. That's just not how it is anymore. Like I don't
we-
believe that
so-
the quality is down. I think quality is up. It's just that it's all fragmented. Now it's much harder to find the stuff that you actually love. It's not being served to you as easily as before.
Do we blame the technocrats for this?
What? Never. My lords? My kings? They'll never do anything wrong.
Perdón. Keep it together. Lucas. Keep it together. Lucas. Keep it together. All right. Again, I'm going to make a mad shout out for Lady Esther and Cave.ig because they're the ones who actually directed me 2 years ago to these brothers. And I think yesterday would have been, or that day was the third time I saw you live. And every single pinche time there's been an emotional moment. That was also, it was nice to see a packed house
Yeah,
in a
that's cool.
classic venue of the city. So, when you are performing, especialmente tú with your cheeky chick, muy sexy. When you are performing, do you vibe and coge las vibraciones del público ahí?
Of course, that's my life.
Amen.
I'm free on the stage. I'm very free. Only feel.
Okay.
Don't think anything.
Really?
I'm flying.
Okay.
I see.
But still sober. Sure. Amen.
I see the people, this energy, this eyes, the energy of the eyes of the people. For me, it's retroalimentated.
Yeah, sure.
I'll take it. Whatever. We can make interpretation.
For this kind of energy, wow, it's the better thing in the world.
Okay. And the
live
band.
performance.
But there's a live performance that's a symbiosis también with the band.
Yeah.
Really?
Because the band was, you've got that Irish drummer, I think. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then you got that cute boy on this. No, there was a sexy daddy on the side on the keyboards. But then you had another chingon behind you.
The bass player, yeah.
Bass
yeah.
player.
But it was just, there was a symbiosis, I want to say, which was different from the other 2 times that I'd seen. There was just there was another symbiosis, and I felt like there was family there too.
Yeah.
And there was family because it was beautiful for me to see afterwards, just conglomeration of people getting the records, having signed the records, and I don't think I've seen that in a long time, and not since Tory Sparks some years ago. So it's lovely to see
Us
that.
and Tory Sparks. That's good. It's good company.
It's great company.
Yeah, I love
and in
Tory.
fact, I think I should see a bill with the 2 of you together at some point. We should make that happen, and we can actually
The
make
most
that happen.
natural connection.
It's a privilege for us to play with the band because Brian, Jeff, and Narek and Xavi sometimes.
Santana, way, me olvidé, claro.
Jeff Santana.
Look him up, Children of the Corn. You can follow all of these bands as well. El Mismo, you can follow Jose. I'm not going to ruin your name. I'm not going to ruin your name, Oscar, either, but we're going to shout out that at the end because in a few minutes we're also going to have a beautiful live performance with the boys. But it is a privilege. Perdona por interrumpir.
Oh,
en serio.
it is, we have the better musicians in Barcelona.
Honestly.
Really. The better drummer and the better bass player. It's spectacular.
It is. It is. And I had two other people tell me that about them as well. Now Jeff is Fuerza a su mismo way. It's a very interesting gentleman as well. Where is he from again in the band?
Brazil.
Brazil. Eso es.
Yeah, he's a producer in his own right. He plays with a lot of really great bands and cool projects, and so so do the rest of them. We're very lucky to have the band is basically the studio band. Whenever we record at the studio and produce other bands and stuff, I always work with them because they're just like really cool and they really click with how we look at music and play music. So it's really always an honor to get to play with them, and they always bring so much more than just the person that knows the notes. Thankfully, they know the notes. they do know
Can
the
you
notes.
explain that? No, because el público una veces entiendo que just a studio musician who I got your note, but they're bringing soul and elements. I know I saw at least a couple times that they were a little watery-eyed playing the music. So
We are a family.
exactly.
We are a family. We are friends.
I didn't know tantos pinches años entre vosotros.
Oh yeah.
You're brothers.
With Jeff, I have a problem. That is very very good looking from the singer.
So you can't be better looking than the singer?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, somebody went to the school of Madonna over here.
I'm the prima donna.
And there you go.
And
There you
Jeff,
go.
Jeff is beautiful. It has a smile and all the people. He's very strong. He plays.
I think Jose is showing a side that I really like. Rock on. Well, it is always nice to have 5 good-looking men on the stage. Let me say one thing. There was a fucking rockin' band before you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
But then when 5 good-looking men come on the stage, it's a different thing. It's like, to quote Samantha from Sex and the City, things run better when a good-looking person's behind the stage. And it's true. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But there's an element, too, that you are a trained actor. You have done a lot of acting. In fact, you have a series on the platforms right now. I mean, so does that go into your energy on stage, obviously, I would think?
Yes, I was studying theater and cinema 15 years ago, or 20 years ago. Start with the theater and then with the TV movies and cinema and TV series. And for me, it's the same thing. You put your heart in the stage.
Damn
It's,
right.
it's another kind, but because on the stage with the music is your life, and
You really break down the fourth wall, and you feel it.
and on the theater, on cinema, you are another person. But it's the same energy.
Yeah.
All start in the same place.
Amen. And that I understand. It's called the soul. Speaking of soul children, we're going to move into a little bit of soul music right now. If we can, Liam, tocamos unos segunditos, por favor, of Mundo Delirante, por favor. And we're going to set up here in the studio. In about 2 minutes, we're going to have a live performance with some of the songs from our boys here at El Mismo. And I want to thank you, Jose and Oscar, because we did a whole lot more as English than I thought. So rock on. Because we got a whole political thing coming on in the next hour. So hallelujah. We're going to bring some soul right now. Folks, this is one of the songs off of their new record called Mundo Delirante. And we'll be right back in just 2 minutes with the boys from El Mismo.
Vivimos en una alarmante sobredosis de locura informativa. Todo es ahora es inminente, el mañana ya no vale. No quiero ser juez y parte. Tan solo miramos a otro lado de reojo, haciendo caso omiso a la atrocidad del ser humano. Millones de personas oprimidas, atrapadas en tierra de nadie, obligadas a olvidar sus vidas. Por favor, hagamos algo, pero ¿qué nos está pasando? Y no, yo no quiero formar parte de este mundo delirante, solo quiero tomar
I prefer what you want to vibe with, but folks, without further ado, yeah, and maybe we stop with the other one so I don't cry till the end. But folks, without further ado, with songs from their repertoire, de verdad, de oeuvre, this is El Mismo Band, right here in the studios with RCE and the Club with Lucas. Barcelona. Folks, take it away, brothers. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Señorita, Solilla, for you, my friend. Con su cesta cargada va a lavar a la acequia con las otras mujeres que algún día soñaron con dejar esos campos, esquivar la miseria y encontrar el amor. Señorita sin dinero, en el pueblo la llamaban, aunque muchos la rondaban, a todos los rechazó. Se enamoró del Solilla, canta ahora algo canalla, que se coló hasta los huesos por los besos de esa flor. Yo te juro, mi amor, bajo este imponente sol, que me dejaré la vida por hacerte muy feliz. Solo pido que me esperes, que no te olvides de mí. Lucharé por nuestros sueños, por labrarme un porvenir. El futuro nos espera por una vida mejor. No sé bien cómo lo haremos, pero sé que saldrá bien. Cada día al despertarme siempre yo te cantaré la más bella de las coplas que nació de aquel amor. Se juraron que ni el tiempo, las dudas ni la distancia destruirían las raíces de su amor recién plantado. Se escribían bellas cartas llenas de sueños y besos, de esperanza y de ilusión. Regresó victorioso con su maleta cargada. Se casaron felizmente y a Barcelona migraron, trabajando día y noche. Criaron a su familia, 4 hijos que crecieron con respeto y libertad, con la fuerza de un ciclón. La vida se lo llevó, dejando a la señorita sin su verdadero amor. No sé bien cómo lo hicisteis, pero lo hicisteis muy bien. Nos enseñasteis valores, a ser personas de bien, a luchar por nuestros sueños, por una vida mejor. Han pasado 30 años y como si fuera ayer, recuerdo como el Solilla le cantaba a su mujer, la más bella de las coplas que nació de aquel amor. Quiero agradecerte, madre, la grandeza de tu ser, el coraje y los ovarios que tuviste que poner para salir adelante, para volver a creer. Si la vida te aprieta, si el corazón se te encoge, cuando la pena te mata, hay que echarle 2 cojones. Tú siempre fuiste fuiste un ejemplo. Les enseñaste de niños que lo importante en la vida es dar amor y cariño. Luchadora infatigable, mujer de raza valiente, con la cabeza bien alta, mirando al mundo de frente. Gracias a vosotros, padres, hoy yo creo en el amor, hoy yo creo en el amor.
Continue, please. As we continue here on live Instagram. Thank you so much, guys.
Of course.
Marvelous sensation for me when I see you, because in this moment your soul and my soul is in the same vibration, and it's very, for me,
Well,
it's
thank
very
you.
important. Thank you,
Because
man.
I've been feeling my mom a lot these days because she passed on the confinement. And that song tells a lot, says a lot. And that your parents are still together says a lot. En serio.
It's the history of my life.
Amen. Amen. And so, and that's one of the things that I love about what rock music can do, because it's not always just bang your head. So, can we do another little jam before we leave, por favor? Una más.
Of course, my
What's that?
friend.
¿Hacemos causalidad?
Sí, causalidad.
Hell yeah.
Causality.
El mismo, here we go.
La causalidad quiso que el sol fuera a dormir dentro del mar, cediendo el cielo a la preciosa luna, una vibración maravillosa sentí en mi pecho al cruzar tus ojos con los míos y sin hablar. En un instante supe que jamás sentí algo igual. Rompiste las corazas de mi armadura, como agua en el desierto, como un huracán llegaste a mí. Trajiste abril llevándote noviembre, nada pudo detenernos, los lobos hambrientos de amor. En una noche eterna pero fugaz, la causalidad quiso que el sol, por una vez al despertar, vayase rastro alguno de su luna. Desapareció la primavera y regresó noviembre gris, y nunca más sentí la sensación de atravesar el fuego sin arder y caminar sobre los mares de un océano de besos, como agua en el desierto, como un huracán llegaste a mí. Trajiste abril llevándote noviembre, nada pudo detenernos, los lobos hambrientos de amor. En una desierto, como un huracán, llegaste a mí. Trajiste abril, trajiste abril, como un huracán, llegaste a mí. Trajiste abril, llevándote noviembre. Los lobos hambrientos de amor. En una noche como un huracán, llegaste a mí. En una noche eterna, la causalidad quiso que el sol fuera a dormir dentro del mar, cediendo el cielo a la preciosa luna.
Okay. Yep.
Gracias,
Folks,
amigo.
that's the Club with Lucas and El Mismo. You can find them where all good music is streamed. And we'll see you next week. So I won't be crying. All right. Power to the people. Happy Easter and Holy Week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, man. Thank you, sir.
Woo! El Mismo. Woo! Yeah, baby. Thank you. Ciao, everybody.